Nice catch, I was muted. Let me get my levels adjusted here. This profile's still set up when I was restreaming. Okay. Anyway, like I was starting to say, I was getting a crazy idea to try and run this character, who is 4 experts, which means he's very awkward. As you can see, he has high ratings in gun and speed, but not so much power. But he looks cool. And the current world record holder, Friendly Dragon, uses this character. So it's not like you can't do well with him. But I'm just gonna play with Ami again. I like the drop kick. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Speed. Power. Gun. Bike. Four elements that lived in harmony at one time. But all of that changed when the base bugs attacked. Oh. I did not derust it all, so I'm going to be relearning the physics pretty much live. Okay, that didn't work out. You want to hug the guardrail and get past that steam shovel, instead of go directly into it. You can kill those, but you usually take damage in the process. Oh! Okay, I guess I was a little too far to the left. So every time you get hit when you're in speed bike mode, you fly off Excite Bike style and have to wait to get back on. Supposedly, if you're far enough from your bike that you outlast that compulsive restart timer, it'll just teleport you back to the bike. But I've never managed to screw up badly enough that it does that. I'd kind of like to see it happen, in all honesty. Maybe not today. Note that these bikes have guns. So I have to clarify a few things about the lore of Gunbike. It turns out that you're not fighting aliens so much as, like, evolved humans. Called the Michi. But the basic gist of, like, regular firearms and stuff don't work on them. That's still a thing. Alrighty. So one of the reasons that I was attracted to this game is a speedrun, and really the only thing that I speedrun, is that the way that the game is structured, playing it fast means you're playing it well. Your batteries are constantly depleting, in addition to when you take damage. The energy gauge, if you will. moving. There. So that's the first boss. As you can see, they give you a rating at the end of every stage. It basically maxes out at 5,000 and counts down. So as long as I keep getting 5,000s for the speed score, that's the max, and I know that I'm doing pretty good. This character here is kind of a good beginner character because she has the best handling and acceleration, so if you screw up, you can recover faster. The red biker is kind of the main character. He's a balanced type. He has probably the only really useful ultimate skill. A lot of this game just kind of exists because, like, anime rule of cool. Like, you have a gun, but it's effectively useless except for, like, making one boss make itself vulnerable faster. There's a combo system. You have, like, a 3-hit melee combo that you will, like, never use. You'll spend most of the game getting as much speed as possible and then just throwing yourself into enemies. Honestly, this is probably what 3D Sonic should be. Okay, I can never get this part to work with this character, but if you dash and do the follow-up attack, like right next to those orange guardrails, you can clip through them. This particular character has a kind of a delay to her follow-up attack, though, which makes the timing really hard. For me, anyway. Steering is kind of slippery. You can usually get better results if you aim the nose of your bike and transform. It kind of cancels your inertia and just launches you straight. I'll be using that a lot in the next stage because it's basically a big maze, and if I get turned around, you're going to listen to tires squealing constantly. I need to make sure I break some more stuff before I get out of this level. I want to spend the first at least half of the game destroying as many targets as possible to drive that gun meter up. Yeah, shoot. I guess we're not getting a meter from this stage. Oop, still on pace, though. This is my favorite part of the game. Favorite boss, anyway. Oh, shit. Ugh. I forgot you could just sit still during that part and go straight up the middle. You want to go to the sides on the second part, or the third part. Okay. You want to stay off-center of this one. And you don't want to go all the way to the sides because those missiles will get you in between cannon shots. Usually if you're charging, you're in pretty good shape because it has massive damage reduction. There we go. The scoring on the stage is also bugged. You can get over maximum. I don't know why. So this used to be just a maddening stage. It's a big maze that takes place inside either like a warehouse or an aircraft carrier dock or something. If you tap the select button, that thing on the side changes from a rangefinder into a compass that will just point you to the right direction. It can course correct though, because there's more than one correct way through this maze. So you might notice a couple times where I just like look like I'm going off course, but then I'm fine. But for the sake of like everybody's ears, basically, you'll do a lot of like throwing yourself into a 90-degree turn, then transforming. Which kind of cancels out your momentum, and you can make sharper turns. And not listen to your tires squeal quite as much! I turned a little too early there. There's another section where you can start just busting wall after wall, and the compass rights itself. I screwed up again. But they usually put a health pickup at the end of the dead ends, which is good because your health is also the timer, so you can get back a little bit of the time you wasted. I'd be sweating wasting time in here a little bit more if I didn't finally kind of have the gist for this. The funny thing is, like, my friend Piku was the one that kind of tipped me off to the compass thing. Like, the first time she played this. Oh shit, I'm going the wrong way. Usually when you hit those gray tunnels, that's your signal to turn. So really, I have to give her credit for my ability to reliably get through this freaking stage. The brief thing about mobility and why I keep changing modes. When I shift down like this is called rally mode. It's a bit slower than speed bike mode, but corners tighter. And you also don't get knocked off if you get hit in rally mode. So this is the part where you can kind of just start smashing things. This game does not really control well. It's a pre-DualShock ES1 game. And I think having a little bit more fine control would make some of these sections a lot easier. Yeah, it's been getting a little bit more traction on YouTube and stuff lately. So that was a bit slower than the other stages, but it's also a much more complicated stage. Okay, this next boss is kind of miserable. I hate bosses that are just untouchable for large gaps of time. This game is kind of at its worst whenever they want you to have like a regular arena-style boss fight. There we go. This is also the only time you'll really use the gun, because you can make this monster get up on the deck faster. Okay, I got most of its health off that time. If you can get enough speed up to like do a proper charge and follow-up attack, you can get like massive damage. The trick is to hit him with like the tips of her wings. It does more damage than a direct hit. But Ami's drop kick is a close second, and now it's dead. Which is actually a pretty quick kill for me on this stupid thing. If I get it in a 2-cycle, I'm usually happy. So this is the second maziest stage. It's still pretty much a straight shot, except for like towards the end it just becomes a really twisty straight shot. It still kind of sticks to the same general rule where like if you make a wrong turn, there's usually going to be an energy pack at the end to help you compensate. These mines are really obnoxiously spaced out. If you hit one, you're going to bounce and hit others. The funny thing about these tanks, if you ever heard people talk about like how enemies in Doom had to be dumbed down so they don't just instantly kill you, like computers need to be like taught to miss to make a game fair, those tanks are aiming at you as soon as you're within range, whether they can see you or not. There's been a bunch of times where I've been playing, like, Stage 2, and I just get... or Stage 3, and I get sniped around a corner by those tanks. It's like, as soon as they spawn, they are pointing at you, and they're probably shooting before you can see them. Just on, like, a timed interval. There's not really a lot of danger in, like, being, like, directly killed by most enemies. You lose a tick of energy whenever you get hit. Mostly just like the knockback and wasting your time is the hazard. And if I didn't need to build meters so I can use my ultimate multiple times than the last stage, you'd really just be ahead to ignore them. And yes, her face is just sticking out the front of this mode. She's just bonking everything head first. On an unrelated note, part of her characterization is she has mysterious headaches. And she's not really sure where she is. It's completely unrelated to ramming things with her face. This part with the warehouse has a lot of turns. You'll have an easier time of this if you just kind of tap the accelerator instead of lean into it the entire time. Now, she doesn't have a helmet, she has like a bondage mask. Maybe she has a lot of hairspray. For some reason, the purple guy's rally mode always makes me think of like a McDonald's Happy Meal car. So now the boss has been... They're going to start taunting us. They're like a weird ghost girl. Or an experimental subject or something. Again, my friend Friendly Dragon. That sounds funny to say. He dug up a bunch of like resources on Twitter from like art books and interviews and stuff that never really got circulated much. So there is like artwork of all the characters. I still choose to believe that this girl that's taunting you through the warehouse is like a ghost, though. It's just... It's cooler that way, and she looks like she's fused with some kind of a machine when you fight her. According to the production art, she's just sitting on it, though. Okay. Okay. So, this boss used to be my least favorite. But now that I kind of know how she works, and I can kind of game her a little bit, it's not so bad! There. So there's 4 joined rooftops, and every time you hit her, she's gonna, like, teleport to another one. But if you position yourself just right, or don't use like a full boost, you can get her to stay on one roof and bonk her repeatedly. See how I kind of cruised past her? So I got a couple back-to-back hits there, and... Oh shit. She didn't even move that time, she just stayed right in front of me. I wasn't going fast enough to do much damage, though. There we go. Now I've exploded a child. The goal of every great hero. Okay, this part's fun. In every storyline, your commanding officer, Commander Nono, goes berserk. So, like, you have to fight him as 2 characters, and you have to fight as him in his own path. The thing is, his AI is just mindlessly aggressive. So if you just hug the wall, he'll basically run into you. Come on. There we go. This is important because the controls in this are ass. And putting you in a conventional boss fight is the hardest thing it can do. But Ami here in particular, she gets a free use of her Berserker mode in the start of this one. So you can kind of grind him to death against the wall, like, immediately. If you play as the red guy, he has like a BFG-style cannon attack that the commander will just run into head first. Anyway. Make sure I break lots of stuff. Get that meter up. Get knocked off my bike. If you have 3 G power bars saved up, you can go to a state called G Magna, which is like an ultimate overcharge mode. I would like to go into the final boss with 2 of those. But I can beat it pretty reliably with 1 and change. Anyone who's watched me play this repeatedly knows that I just love the second to last boss. Okay, I'm gonna need to stop wasting time. I'm legitimately running low on health. So I'd like to have 6, but I'm not gonna freaking kill myself over it. I might still be able to smash enough tanks along the way. These things are freaking obnoxious. They just spin around to shoot electricity. You do not want to linger nearby. Oh shit. I keep screwing up the follow-up charge. But, like, you see this, right? The way I just keep, like, awkwardly twisting, like, 90 degrees. Oh, this is not good. This is very not good. There is a health pickup right here. Okay, good, it's a substantial one. Every once in a while you'll pick one up and it only gives you like 10 energy. Sorry, energy. Okay. Oh! I just want to get to the finish line. No more showing off. Normally these guys don't hit you during this race because it's a lot shorter and they don't have time to accidentally weave into your lane. I'm still gonna do these preventative dash attacks in case they decide to run into me. Are you guys ready for it? You ready for it? The cool thing. The one cutscene I don't skip. What are these guys up to? These rival gun bikers. Yes! I love how many people can guess what's going to happen, but they're still amazed that it actually does. Okay. I guess I only needed one. That fight used to be agony. This fight still sucks, though. Oh god, I already lost 30 energy. Whatever. So, you have to keep flying at this energy core. Because your wing tips do more damage than hitting it directly, you need to slightly miss it while timing it so that the barrier is down. And that bouncing ball beam from the core is the most damaging thing in the game. But we're not doing too shabby here, I have to say. I'm not gonna... Let's not jinx it. Oh yeah! Okay, rough start aside, that was a very good final boss fight. But we're not done yet. Because like most 90s anime, it has to end in glowing bullshit. That's right, it's naked time. The timer will stop when we pass all of the 2001 Space Odyssey slabs and all of the Chaos Emeralds. This is very artsy and transcendent. You guys ever seen Evangelion? You ever seen Empty Geist? You seen Akira? You seen Ninja Stroll? You know Tenchi Muyo? Do you remember love? I really like the Boruto photoshops of Naruto covers where they change the title to say Boruto's dad. And they eventually lead to the cover of Boruto #1, where it says Boruto, son of Boruto's dad. Ugh. What doesn't anyone call him Nart? I have the Blu-ray collection of Patrick Labor. I have a bootleg CDR of XL Saga. I have an episode of Transformers Cybertron inexplicably in packaging for a different series. This whole sequence emulates weirdly. Okay, I've lost control. I also can't control the character in the game anymore. How many people have anime VCDs? Some people think they're hot shit if they have laser discs. Who has VCDs? Anyway, the game is over. This is my last run for Retrothon. It's been quite the experience. I had a good time. Oh, nice. We do have VCD owners. But yeah, this will be it for me on Retrothon. It has been fun. I was mostly on the back end this time. I hope to see most of you guys back again next year. I hope I still exist next year. Maybe I'll rebrand. Maybe I will finally become an actual cyborg. That is the goal. Anyway. I have been TheThreeTwo. You can follow me on my channel for occasional drawing, gacha games, assorted, usually weeb bullshit. You know, if that's something you're into. Otherwise, I'm usually RGL art guy. Havoc, you can be a cyborg if you have an insulin pump. I think that counts. Yes, the real Gunbike was the friends we made along the way. Did you know that Gunbike is a character in the game? The red guy's bike can talk. It has an AI and a personality. In fact, Gunbike tragically dies. Gunbike has a vocal song in this game. I'm not joking. A lot of these things have been jokes. That wasn't a joke. Gunbike has an image song. Okay, I'm gonna hop off here. Be sure to stay tuned for more game. Desert Eagle with Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of the Retrothon.